Hey guys, Drew here, back with another episode of Drew Talks Cats, the series that I will be doing throughout this 2024-25 season. Now you may know, I know that Christmas was not too long ago, so we got a few videos, a few games to recap before the Christmas break. I mean, it was only one game, but I mean, we still gotta talk about it, and you may know we got a new addition to the background. If it's distracting, just throw a comment down there or something like that, and just let me know, and then I'll just leave it blank, I guess. But yeah, I'll keep it up, but it's just the lights won't be on. But I could keep it if you wanted. I'm not sure. Well, it's just your opinion, I guess. So yeah. So I'm gonna recap the junior caps first, and then I'll go on to the senior caps. Sorry, I don't have any senior caps merch yet. I don't know if I'll have any by the end of this year, but I'm sure I'll have this on for most of these recaps coming up, or just talking basically. So in the first game, which is a long time ago, December 20th, right before the Christmas break, the last game for the junior caps before they went on to play their next game earlier this month. They lose 2-1 to a team that I thought they could be winnable against, but it didn't end up happening. They lose 2-1 to the Avalon Celtics. I wasn't in attendance for this one. I was a little busy for that evening, so I didn't end up going. But I do know that we lost 2-1, and Nolan Avery scored the one goal for the junior Cats, which is actually kind of fitting because he is a former Avalon Celtic himself. Started the year with the Avalon Celtics, and he comes over to St. John's. He's been doing great as of late, and he scores against his former club. Also, former junior cap Will Scott made his debut a few games before playing the junior caps, but this was his first game coming back playing against his team, I guess. But now he's an Avalon Celtic, of course. Barrington was in net for this game. A little bit of a shaky effort, but I mean, he played pretty good, not gonna lie. I think he played really well, actually. Not too bad from Barrington. But now we move on to the game earlier this month, January 3rd. They played the CBN Stars, and one guy and one guy only sent us home, and the Caps lose 5-1 in overtime. I'll mention the goals for us. This was against the CBN Stars. I may have said that before. But the goals in this game goes to Luke Power, Patrick Hurley, and Andy Knight gets a couple. Patrick Hurley, I believe, won't be back for the next few games to come as he's living in Nova Scotia. But for the games, for the holidays, he was here to play. Probably will be here for playoff time as well. Andy Knight, strong game from him. 2 goals on that. But Alex Crane scores the overtime winner. And if you don't know that name, you're probably not watching Junior B hockey in Newfoundland right now, because he is tearing up the league by storm. One of the main reasons why CBN is doing as well as they are, I mean, Damien Laundry is doing pretty good as well, or Landry, I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, but Alex Crane leading the league by storm, and he's been doing great. So we'll see if he keeps it up. He broke the Caps' hearts in OT. Caps came all the way back, and they lose in OT. Then a guy that was in net for this game that actually I've heard is really good, but in his 2 starts with his junior Cats, he's been a little shaky, is Scott Kirby. He let in 5 goals in this one. He let in 5 goals against Paradise as well. So that's 10 goals in 2 games. It's not that great. Hopefully he can bounce back though, because I mean, he is a junior A goalie. He started this year with the Amherst Ramblers. I believe that's the team name, or the junior A Ramblers, I should say. But yeah, so he comes down to the junior caps, and hopefully he picks up his game a little more, because he's gonna need it if he wants to keep a spot on this team. I mean, he probably will keep a spot. But yeah, he's gonna be playing well. I hope, at least. We'll see what the time comes and what'll end up happening. Next game will be this Friday, January 10th versus the Mount Pearl Blades. Tickets are on sale on the Mary Brown Center website, so if you want to go to that game, go get your tickets at that website. I may put that in the description, I'm not too sure. But yeah, so next game will be versus Mount Pearl. Should be a good game. Mount Pearl St. John's, pretty good rivalry if you ask me. So we'll see how that game ends up going. So now we move on. We move away from the junior caps. We'll go to the senior caps. Talk about their one one game that they played. Their last game since the Teddy Bear toss, and they played the same team in this game, the Seaby Stars, the Harbor Grace Seaby Stars. And they win. They win 4-2 in this game. Goals in this game go to Mark Rumsey, Tanner Humber-Dredge, Matt McKim, and Kyle McGraw. All of these players played really good, but one player in specific that I think absolutely played amazing in this game is Mark Rumsey. He played unbelievable. I mean, he's been solid this entire year, not gonna lie, for the senior Cats. But this game in specific, you could just see it out there that he was working hard and hopefully got the job done. And I mean, they did. They won 4-2. Not too bad at all. But another player that I wanted to talk about a little bit is Kyle Downer. He was in net for the senior Cats, and now the goaltender on Harbor Grace, Gray, wasn't too bad at all. I'm just going to be honest. Gray let in 4 goals, but he played really good. A nice setup as well. Doesn't match up Harbor Grace's style of colors, but it was still nice. It was all yellow, kind of like Marc-Andre Fleury style when he first joined the Penguins. But Kyle Downer, ladies and gentlemen, what a game from him. And at 35 years of age, he was able to do the splits on one of the saves. 2-on-1 for Harbor Grace. Passes across to one guy on Downer's glove side, and he just does the splits and just does around the world. The crowd just is in shock. Like, that was probably the best save I've seen in person since Luke Kavlin made that save on Easton Keppen on that breakaway in the Growls game. Had Ballard speechless. I remember on the broadcast he was just holding his S, waiting to say score or save. And that was probably one of the better saves I saw in Growls history. But this save in this game is right up there because it was unbelievable the way he was able to stop that. I thought it was a guaranteed goal, but he ended up saying no. Now I want to talk about some overall player stats. The goals leader for this team, we actually have 2 players. There's another spot where there is 2 players on that list as well. Mark Rumsey, Kyle McGraw, both have 11 goals. McGraw has less games played than Rumsey, so they are kind of tied, but I mean, McGraw with those 2 less games played because he was in Boston makes it up, I guess. I'm not sure. But McGraw has been great. But he was a bit iffy in that game versus the Seabees. But I mean, he'll bounce back. You know Kyle McGraw, he'll bounce back. Then the assist leader is Tanner Humber-Dredge, another amazing player. He has 15 assists. I'm waiting for the moment this season where Tanner Humber-Dredge just absolutely scores the most beautiful goal in senior hockey this season. He's went coast to coast so many times, hasn't found the back of the net, jumped over so much players when they're down, trying to make a block, but he's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't understand how he didn't get a signature I would have expected him to go to U Sports Canada, but he didn't end up doing so. He just went straight to the senior. But I mean, if he did go to U Sports, he could have got himself a job in the ECHL, or even SPHL or FPHL. I think he is that high a caliber of a hockey player. But yeah, Tanner Humber-Dredge, have yourself a bow. You've been great. And now the leaders in points. We don't end the talk of Tanner Humber-Dredge because he leads the team as well as Matt McKim. They both lead the team with 22 points. Now McKim doesn't lead the team in goals or assists. He's kind of in the middle of all of that. But Humber-Dredge been unbelievable. So has McKim. The M&M Bish line has been dominating. But I also like that Cole, Rumsey, and Tanner Humber-Dredge line. That line is unbelievable. And the penalty minutes leader is Joel Bishop with 23 penalty minutes in this game. So, the last thing I want to talk about doesn't involve the Cats, but it does involve senior. And it involves a guy that most people know in senior hockey if you're a senior fan. And the name starts with a J, Justin Pender. So I was at Caribous versus Blues game. The Boos versus the Blues. Yeah, laugh if you want. But it was a good game overall. I mean, when there's a night where the junior Cats and senior Cats aren't playing, I'll go to one game and see how it is. So I went to this game. Also, Adam Dahl was played in this game, and he got injured and taken off the ice, which was pretty unfortunate because I really liked Dahl when he was with the Growlers, so obviously I'm cheering for him on the Caribous. But I mean, yeah, so that isn't even the main part. Justin Pender has been suspended for 7 games, folks. And he will be back by playoff time. Caribous are guaranteed a spot in playoffs. Every team is in senior. But man, what he did was, I'm sorry if there's any Caribous fans watching this, that was just a stupid play by Pender. I'm not sure if you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. But I have it on, I posted on my story on Instagram about it, but on Twitter, on Facebook, it's there if you want to see the clip. He just ends up pounding Brandon Bussey for no reason. I'm not even sure why. I believe his first name is Brandon. But yeah, he just ends up pounding him for no reason. He comes back right over, kind of abuses the refs a little bit, but he skates down by the bench and he's looking at the Blues bench. He's like, "Come on, who wants to take me next?" And he goes down to the tunnel. There's this one fan that's absolutely chirping on him, and he just comes right back at him. But they end up leaving. It's not like the Harbor Grace incident back a few weeks ago. But yeah, Pender suspended for 7 games. Didn't want to talk too much about that, but that pretty much wraps up episode 11 of Drew Talks Caps. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, you can like this video. You can subscribe if you liked it. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, so if you can hit that subscribe button down below, I truly appreciate it. Sorry I didn't end up doing the World Juniors recap. I just thought it wouldn't make sense, honestly, because it isn't in my home, well, it's in my home country, but my home country wasn't involved in the semis or finals. But USA ended up getting gold. I mean, it was well-deserved. They played really well, and we'll see if they can do a three-peat in Minnesota next World Juniors. That's it for today's guys. I'll talk to you all again in the next one, and I'll see you all again soon.